Because I struggle a lot with vulnerability. I struggle a lot with transparency when it comes to certain things that are very personal to me. What's up, girlies? Welcome back to the Pretty and Powerful Blueprint podcast. You already know what this is, the corner of the internet where we glow up with grace and grow up with intention. Now let's get into the details. Today I want to talk about something that so many of us are struggling with and low-key don't want to admit it out loud. Asking for help. And not just asking for help, but being open to receiving it. We love being the one people can count on. We love being that strong friend. We love being the one who's always has it together. But that version of you, girlie, she's tired. And she might be doing way more alone than she needs to. I had to learn being strong doesn't mean carrying everything in silence. It means knowing when to put something down and ask someone to help carry it with you. The girlies who know how to ask for help, those are the ones who are going to last, because no one makes it through the glow up alone, girlies. Trust me. Let me give you some ways to ask for help without feeling needy, weak, or embarrassed. If you need resources, you can say, hey, girlie, I'm trying to move forward on this. Do you have any resources or directions you can share with me? If you need advice, you can say, I don't really have the answers right now, girl, and I trust your wisdom. Can I just get your perspective on this? Can we just talk some things out? I do this with my best friends and my sisters and my aunts all the time. I always go to them and I just say, hey, I'm thinking about this idea, or this happened and I don't even really know how to explain it, but let me just tell you what's going on and you just give me your perspective. Sometimes we just need to listen to ear, girls, and it's okay to say something like, hey, I don't really need a solution, right? I don't need another option to kind of ponder on or something else to kind of ponder on. I just need you to sit with me and just listen while I process what's going on. Are you okay with that? Or is that cool? I do that a lot with my best friend. I'll call her and say, like, I already know what I want to do and I already know kind of like what's happening, but I just need to just get it out. Let me just talk through it, because I'll start a conversation and we'll go down one path, and by the time we get finished, y'all, we be on something totally different. So if sometimes you just need a listening ear or a shoulder to cry on, just say, hey, I just need someone to sit with me and talk this out with me while I process it. And then sometimes you don't even know what you need. You just know you need support. And so you can say something like, I'm not sure what I need exactly, but I know I can't carry this in silence. Can I talk this out with you? Now, let's flip it. Let's talk about what it looks like when you're the one who has the capacities to support someone else. Sometimes we're the ones in a position to offer the hand, to check on the friend, to drop off a meal, or to send a resource. I find myself in that position a lot more than the one kind of asking for support. But I've played both role, girlies. But nonetheless, being the helper doesn't mean being the savior. It just means being present, sending a text, holding space for someone, being there even if you don't have the perfect words. Community is a two-way street. In some seasons, you're the one asking. In some seasons, you're the one offering. But either way, you're not meant to do this alone. And this is why I created the girlies, right? The girlies, they live in the house of details. And in the house of details, we have many different sections. Now, we'll get into what all those sections look like later on, but that is my main reasoning for creating the house of details. It's a safe digital space for the girlies to come and take what they need and give what they can. I know this message, it may be hitting you today, and maybe it's time to check in with someone. Or maybe it's time to let somebody check in on you, girlie. But before the segment ends and before we close this out, I want you to ask yourself, where am I pretending I don't need help just to kind of prove a point? Then I want you to ask yourself, who could I lean on or show up for this week? Right? Just two things this week. I want you to ask yourself where you're pretending that you don't need help. And when I say just to prove a point, I mean that's your ego, right? You're just like, hey, I don't need any help. And I'm going to act like I don't need any help and that I'm so strong and I can carry anything just because your ego says you have to. Because your ego is not allowing you to be vulnerable. Hello, Eb. When I say hello, Eb, y'all, that means that I'm talking to myself. Because I struggle a lot with vulnerability. I struggle a lot with transparency when it comes to certain things that are very personal to me. And this week, along with you girlies, I'll be doing this as well. Figuring out where I'm pretending I don't need the help at just because my ego isn't allowing me to. And I'm also going to be, again, asking, who can I lean on this week? Or who can I show up for this week? Like I said, some seasons, you're in different roles. And I believe that in this season that I am the one, I'm playing both. I really do believe I'm playing both. But nonetheless, the work doesn't end here, girlies. Make sure you head over to my socials and get your activation task for the week. Remember our mini activations that I hand out on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to help you create better routines and better habits. We're on all the socials as eb_and the details with 2 S's. And I release them on Tuesday. I release one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday, and one on Thursday. That way you got the week to kind of sit with it, process it, think about it, journal about it. And then when the weekend comes, you can really get into the details with yourself and figure out what it is that you need. And also practice, right? Practice the things that I'm telling you so that, again, we can build new habits and new routines before we walk into that new era. I also have a mirror message for you girlies. I know I have not been doing a lot of mirror messages this season, but I have one for you girls. So I'm going to put it in the details of the episode details, and I also put it on my social so you guys can get it for the week. But our mirror message for this week is, I am safe to receive. I don't have to do it all alone. I am held. I am supported. I am seen. Until next time, girlies.